the 8, I know, but they said they are going to break the 8. MPP wants to break the 8, and they said they will break the 8 and they are going to come to power. After the balloting, Cheddar was not happy with that particular decision because now Ocha no free one no better 12 because I'm an independent. Assuming we have just one independent candidate out of the 13 people, it means that automatically he will be the number 13th on the list aside the 12 political parties. So this be how the balloting goes. So NPP retained the number 1 position. If you guys remember, during the 2020 elections, the NPP was number 1. And the NDC was number 2. As it stands now, the NDC has the position of number 8. Yes, 8, manega. 8, manega. But then, after this came out, people said, no, one is going to favor the MPP because when you take a book, the first thing we all see is the headline. If the MPP is number 1 on the list and then the NDC is number 8, it gives MPP more chance as compared to the NDC. Even the other political parties in contention as well, it gives them a tight corner because they 2, 3, 4 poor. But then the NDC say what? The number 8 means that they are going to break the 8. They will break the 8. Boom, say communion. Yes, hey. Be careful, huh? So NDC says they are going to break the 8. That is why they had the number 8 position. Number 1 for the MPP, yes, we are still there. Number 1, nature said we had good governance, everything, progressiveness. That is why God placed us first. I'll give you guys the record. I've seen that people are saying, oh, hey, if NDC is number 8 there, then NDC, then farmer, it's not going to work because, hey, number 8, how would the old women see number 8? How would they vote for it? Bro, let's go to the archives. The elections that has been held in Ghana let's start from 2000, coming down to 2024. We'll give you guys a breakdown. In 2000, the MPP was the last on the list. That was the presidential candidate was His Excellency John Agyekum Kufuor. He was 7 people for the election and he was last on the list. The NDC was 2nd on the list. MPP was 7th. If you remember 2000 very well, the motto was Asieho. If you remember that same 2000, that Lumba released Asieho Noma Ewo Asieho. So even though that song was not a campaign song, but the people they tried to say no, Asieho, we are last on the list. That 2000 election went for a runoff, and then the MPP won. Even though they were 7th on the list, they won the election. 2004 general election, the MPP was 2nd on the list, and then the NDC was number 3. 2004, the NPP was 2nd on the list, and then the NDC was number 3. No more go head to head with each other. 2008, MPP number 1. So number 1, and then the NDC was 3rd on the list. If you guys remember, the 2008 election, Kwabena released a song for the MPP. He said, "Asie Homponi Nesro." He was trying to relate 2000, no more Asieho, and they even won. Imagine this time that they are the top. Asieho Pony Nesro. The song title is number 1. The Kwabena song. And then the NDC 2008, when they were coming, they called that the 3rd John. The 2008 NDC was 3rd on the list. The NDC referred to that as the coming of the 3rd John because we've had Jerry John Rawlings, John Agyekum Kufuor, so John Evans Fife Atamel. So that was the 3rd. So 2008, that was the NDC motto. We go to 2012. The NDC was number 1. Vote John Mahama Akwesi Emi Saata for development. IDB. NDC John number 1. Esro Hoppe. You understand? That was the 2012 election. The MPP was number 3 on that list. Dear, we know. Nana dear, he's going to succeed. That was the motto for the MPP. Almost say Akufo-Addo Aba. He's coming, number 3. 2016, yes, NDC was number 3 on the list. The MPP was number 5. If you guys remember 2016 very well, the MPP were moving with high 5. They were number 5 on the list. Everywhere you go, high 5. That was for the MPP. And the NDC, 2016, John 3:16, the 3rd coming of John. The third coming of John, John Dramani Mahama and Oba, the third coming. So they had their first John was Rollins, their second John was Atamos, then their third John was John Dramani Mahama. The John 3:16, John 3 MPP, so they high five. We are going all the way to 2020 election. The 2020, I think a lot of you guys remember, the MPP was number 1. And then the NDC was number 2. And then we go head for head. I don't know how that balloting go away. It worked for them like that. Number 1 and then number 2. The MPP motto was one touch for good governance. They said because of good governance, every single thing they are ahead of everyone. The MPP won that election. Then the NDC was second. They said the second was the second coming of John Dramani Mahama. Because John Dramani Mahama win before and then he did come back again. That was for the MPP. Now, 2024, MPP has a chance to still be on top. So 2020, they were on top. 2008, they were on top. And now they are going to be on top. If you look at all these 3 instances, 2008, they lost it. When they were on top, they lost it. 2020, when they were on top, they won it. 2024, they are still on top. What is going to happen? 2016, the NDC was on top. No, 2012, NDC was on top and they won it. That's the only time they have been on top. I think from the 2000 coming, NDC has only been number 1 for just once. They always battle with the second and then the third position. So guys, where there, I am Shebia, and the MPP get 7 before, it get 3 before, it get whatever before. Fair. So if they go vote for you, they go vote because as Sierra save them win as at the 7th. So if you go